What's up, Mexican Charlie Lee? Hello, everybody. Welcome to an extreme stream. Extreme stream. Extreme stream. What's up, guys? Spook Boom. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Extreme Dream. Or the Dream Team. Could do that. Could do Dream Team. They're having me shout out Power Hour like that every day now. The Power Hour. No, it didn't break through 12K or something, but we are actually at a level that I've talked about significantly, and I will remember my entire life. 11,775. That is where we were. That was one of our tops on the way down, and so we just kind of rallied up into that level. So I just kind of figure I'd jump on a stream real quick and just kind of say hi to everyone. Won't be here for very long, maybe 30 minutes or so, something like that. So, hello, guys. Ask some questions while you can, and there you go. There you go. That's it. Kevin, good job, buddy. Didn't take BTC profits. Very, very good. Bet we break 12K after today's news. What news today? Did I miss something, Mexican Charlie Lee? What was that? Casey caught the 11,775 video live. Which one was that, Casey? Was that the early parabolic move at 11.5? The 11. Okay, so what I'm referring to with 11,775 for those of you that are kind of uninitiated is and now keep in mind, any resistance we have now is kind of old news, but it's this level right here. If you remember, we bounced off of the 6K bottom. We came up, formed a cup. We're looking for a little small handle, and we couldn't quite get over that before we finally rolled over. So this is that 11,775 that I'm referring to right there. So that's the one, and that's kind of why I'm on here right now, to be honest with you. I mean, plus the fact we're just really rallying, kind of on the heels of my previous video about Bitcoin's next parabolic move, kind of going, in line with that one. And I put that out 4, 5, 6 days ago now, and it's been exactly that. So don't get me started on BOCT. You guys gonna yell at me now because I didn't know what BOCT was 8 months ago when it didn't matter? Jay Diaz, hey buddy, how you doing? Yeah, it has been a while. You're welcome to come in the Slack chat room. You don't have to pay for the power hour to hang out. You're more than welcome to join us in there. All of you guys are. By the way, guys, hit the like button if you haven't already. So, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, although you're watching, so I'm pretty sure that you already have. But definitely smash that like button, gets the video a little bit more exposure. And yeah, you guys can join us in the Slack chat room. You guys always say hi. You wonder what's going on. I mean, I'm there most of the time. I'm not always necessarily posting, but you can sign up right here. Go in there. I'm around a lot of good traders in there, so feel free to go in there. I don't sell you stuff. I mean, the power, this live stream is kind of a little bit promotional, but I've never sold anyone a power hour in the Slack chat room. It's not that kind of a thing. But anyway, feel free to sign up for the Slack chat room right there. And there you go. But Bitcoin 11,775, we're kind of touching the level. I think we got up to it, actually. I think we got past it maybe even a little bit right there. Yeah, we did. 11,788. Yeah, Jay. It's Slack. If you're not familiar with I'll pull it up real quick for those of you that are uninitiated with Slack. Yeah, it's just a Slack chat room. There's Pete Cuddles and Moonboy Cheyenne are posted in here right now. So is 50 Satoshi. They're in here chatting right now. But yeah, there's total 660 people. They're not all on there. I'm sure a lot of them aren't even on, don't even actively do it anymore. But yeah, you can access this on mobile. As a matter of fact, the alert system for my Real Signals alerts are actually through the Slack chat room. So if you guys do subscribe to the Power Hour, you got to be in here anyways to get the alerts. And we triggered an alert on ETH. And all the other ones we talked about today actually were triggered. VET, Ontology, ELF, Algo. All those kind of broke into. I haven't looked at them lately. Some of those failed already, but, such is life. Welcome to trading. Ritvik joined. Very good. There you go. What's up, Rob? Rob's in the house. When do you think the altcoins will follow Bitcoin, start going up again? Yeah, we'll talk about that one in a second. What about the Slack stock? Thanks, Casey. I guess we can talk about the stock market for half a second. It's not looking super good right now. What is it? It's not Slack. Oh, yeah, it's Work. That's right. Work is an IPO. You don't touch IPOs until they form an IPO base. If you want to know more about that, join me in my Real Stocks live stream every morning when the market opens. But yeah, really don't touch that with a 5-foot pole right now. No, the Real Signals is for the power hour members. So yeah, that's for the power hour. It's my paid service, is what I have. $65 a month, and we do a live stream every day. We do a newsletter every day, and you get the alerts that I basically hand draw through the, and they're just delivered through the Slack chat room. So that's what that Real Signals. It is a locked room. Absolutely. And selling off a little bit from 11,775. But I did kind of want to, that's kind of why I jumped on here, because we kind of hit that level. Yeah, how to join. So you go to my website, real-crypto.com. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Yep, services, and then you can join right there. Yeah. Kirby and Four Flies. I don't know who those guys are, Ritvik, but so here, yeah, okay, I'll walk you through it a little bit. You're asking about it. I usually don't shill all my stuff on here, usually during the live streams, but you're asking about it. So what I do is, okay, so every single day I go through all of these coins, basically mostly Binance coins. You can find them on other exchanges too, but we go through all the Binance coins. There's an alert level here. This is what gets triggered on the alert system. And so I update. I don't update all of these every day, but when something needs updated, I update it. And then, so these are my manual alert levels that I set here every single day. And that's what you see in the other one there. What's up, Alex? You know, actually just jumping on, buddy, because we're hitting that 11,775 level. I just kind of finished up something with my program that I'm writing, and just thought I'd take a break of coding and talk to you guys for a little bit. Casey asking for what happens when a parabolic move hits the top. What are the signals to look for? Well, really the number one thing to look for in a parabolic move. So it's actually different with Bitcoin. All right, that's great, Ritvik. Thank you very much. It's a little bit different with Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually tops out with a whimper rather than a pop. A lot of parabolic moves end up with some kind of exhaustive selling movement, but Bitcoin is actually the exception to that rule. Pretty much every single Bitcoin top. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, Kevin. That's what I'm here for, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Isn't Binance going to stop being available to U.S. residents? Yes, it is, although there are such things as VPNs, and they're also opening a U.S. Binance exchange. I don't think the details on that have been released yet. Hopefully they'll have that up before September. I'm assuming they don't want to lose that business, considering if you look at a bunch of websites, U.S. traders are the largest volume of trading. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to screw themselves up with that. So what's up, them got? I still don't know what to call you there. I forget. But yeah, so during this parabolic move, this one did. Now, see, this is Coinbase. The first run to 20,000 was here. That did happen with a large volume candle. Usually, this would be your first signal for selling. Would be a very high volume candle. But what happened here is and on most of the other charts, actually, you didn't have that initial pump to 20,000. You only had the one pump to 20,000 here. And then here you can see the volume just dissipates and pretty much dries out is what happens here. And so, I mean, no one knew exactly that 20,000 was going to be the top, but it just started decelerating up there. And a parabolic move ends at some point. No one knows exactly when it ends until it's over with. Same with bottoms. You never know exactly when it's bottomed unless you're the one creating it or it's already occurred. But with parabolic moves, usually you're looking for an exhaustive move up. So for here, these two bars here would have been the telltale signs of the exhaustive move, and as you can see, it even gained another 18% from there on Bitcoin. So you could look for something like that in this, but I will say this looks a little bit less like a parabolic expansion than just a normal expansion, because the volume signatures, the price signatures are fairly in line with one another. We don't have major exhaustion yet. We had this candle on the daily a few days ago. Excuse me. We had this candle a few days ago that had pretty high volume and did have quite a bit of selling involved, but it did get bought right back up, and you can see we're even up above that right now as well. So it's kind of super bullish. Super bullish is what it is. And we are seeing, here's some of that distribution right there that we saw. Now, if you guys can see it on my charts, I don't know if you can or not, but I have these vertical lines here and here and here. Each of these is a day. So this is the UTC midnight time. And so this is where that candle basically ended. I think that's how that works. Yeah, so that's where the day ended. So, and then we ended up selling off a little bit. So this is the opening of the candle. There's the high of the candle. So you can see we did sell off a little bit on that day. And you can see that on the daily chart. And there's some of the selling volume, but you can see it got bought up immediately. So selling volume there, and then buying volume right there. And then going back to the daily, you can see that pretty clearly that it was that's where that wick ends up right there on that day. How do I know it was distribution? Essentially, so there's really it's pretty simple. You see this big wick at the top right there? That's distribution. That's people selling. So these bars form by, so let's kind of zoom in here. Yeah, we actually talk about that every day, Ritvik. Every single day we go over accumulation, distribution, signals, and patterns. That's basically how I look at the markets, is from an accumulation distribution perspective. That's literally what I do. And I look for support. I look for support and resistance as well. But so yeah, this candlestick is formed by, we opened here, went a little bit lower, went all the way up here, and came all the way back down there. So essentially just with a simple analysis, you can say, okay, very high volume candle, and we have a very large topping wick, implies there's a lot of pressure to the downside. Just like here, you can say, okay, there's even though it's a red candle, you can't let that fool you. The color of the candle, and these are two good examples. These don't necessarily lead you to exactly what's happening. The colors, you have to look at the price action versus what the volume is telling you. And here what it's telling you is that there's a lot of volume, and look at the majority of the movement was moving from the low to closing here. Now, this can be misleading. You can go into smaller term time frames, and you can, which we do that a lot as well. You can go down to smaller term time frames and you can say, okay, well, maybe there was a little bit more selling here than this candle implies. So, there's a little bit of, foolery in there, but for the most part, it's pretty good. And when you're looking at the charts every day like we do, you get a pretty good feel for what's happening. And even in going down to the 15-minute, which is a pretty small term time frame, I mean, you can see our highest volume candle had a big buying volume right there on it. And if you notice, we never really came back to that level. We've been above it the entire time. So there you go. Oh, thanks guys for trying to hit that like button. I do appreciate that. So thank you very much. Let me see what I got going on here. All right. Water break. Gotta have water, man. Gotta have water. All right, did I miss any questions here while I was going through that? Let me see. Rob's going to leave work. All right, Rob, have a good day if you're still here. We'll see you tomorrow. So no capitulation on a top. So that is a sign of a top in a parabolic move, is a form of capitulation, a very large volume candle and a very large price bar breadth. So kind of, yeah, like this on the inverted side. So if you're looking at here on the up thrust, that's indicative of an exhaustion move right there, high volume. Doesn't mean you sell it immediately. This one went on to obviously have bigger and better things. And Bitcoin's been on just a super tear. One thing we've been focusing on the power hour really in the past several weeks has been staying involved in Bitcoin. It's been a bullish move for a while now. I don't remember the exact date that we started talking about that, but it was really when we started blasting through the 6,000 level. It was basically, I think, upwards through here. Like, we're back in bull. I was kind of up in here. It's like, we're back in bull mode. You have to stay with Bitcoin pretty much no matter what. And it has never really given us any major sell signals. Anytime you try to get away from Bitcoin, it's just bitten you. So you kind of have to stay with it. We've been doing a lot of work, and I'll address the altcoin question right now. We've been doing quite a bit of work over the past 2 weeks. In regards to altcoins versus Bitcoin. And my theory on that, and we talked about this the past few days, has been that they're running the altcoins. This is what it appears. I can't say this for certain because I don't, obviously don't work for some of these people, but the altcoin rallies have been sold off immediately. And anytime that you sell your Bitcoin to buy some of these altcoins that are popping, Bitcoin gets bought up immediately. So the accumulation is very rapid in Bitcoin, which is really leading us to this tremendous rally that we've seen going back, like 2 weeks now? Yeah, 48% for Bitcoin in 2 weeks. It's really been leading the market, and there's not much to say about it. Something else we talked about just before we broke out of here, as a matter of fact. I'm not sure. Maybe it's on a different chart. There we go. Okay, so here's the trend lines. Here's the trend lines that we have. So I usually keep these on my charts all the time. And what we were discussing is that this channel looked a lot like this channel, and it's done the exact same thing again. And we talked about this base here looking like this base here, and this thing is just moving up exactly how we expected it to, just continually moving up. Very little distribution. Every little sell-off has been eaten, and it's just so hard to bet against this trade at this stage of the game that it's that we are where we are. 11,775, which to me is amazing. To be quite frank with you, it's astonishing that we're here. It makes no sense, but it's great. It's great to be involved in this run. Yeah, I haven't seen any major reasons to sell at all. You get up to these levels, especially so extended. You do expect some selling and distribution. And that's exactly what we got. Some selling and distribution, but no structure has been negated this entire run. So you look at this run here, and it's been behaving exactly the same way. And what we talked about was outside of this, the thing just ran, what was it, 50% or something? Yeah, 45% to this recent high, from there to there. And so we've actually eclipsed that up about 55%. So, I mean, pretty amazing. We will get another pullback at some point in time. Whether it does this whole structure again, probably won't. These things don't repeat that often. Usually by the time there's like the rules of 3, by the time something hits 3, everyone thinks it's a fact, and so it kind of goes in the other direction. But anyway, yeah, it just kind of it's just rocking, man. I don't know. I actually thought about doing this, trying to figure out in terms of Bitcoin with very minimal pullbacks, how many times has it gone up this big with very little pullbacks, regardless of how long it took? I would argue it's not going to be that many. This is probably one of the best Bitcoin rallies that there's ever been. I mean, ever. You're talking, this is probably one of those times right here, And here you had some nice pullbacks, so you really can't count these. You can maybe count that up 111% before it had a pullback. But I'm not talking about these larger bases. I'm talking about just these minor consolidations that really don't pull back. And something that I've been talking about for a while, and I'm mentioning on live streams and in the Power Hour and all over the place, is the fact that when Bitcoin is in bull mode, it doesn't pull back. It doesn't. So, and it's in that mood where it's not pulling back, and the volume is tremendous. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this chart except for the fact that it's just rallying through the moon, and everyone remembers the bear market so vividly that everyone's looking for a pullback. And that's what I mean. When did we talk about this for the first time? I think the first time I really noticed it was back when we had this inverted head and shoulders. For those of you that have been following the channel for a while, or with the Power Hour for a while, Remember, I mean, we called this inverted head and shoulders. I fudged the top a little bit, but we called this bottom literally perfectly. We could not have called this any better by any stretch of imagination. Was it 6,400 right here? We got in there at 64. I missed that one. Got it on a secondary entry up here. So a couple of other guys too. It popped overnight if I remember correctly. But what I mentioned up here is when Bitcoin runs, it doesn't pull back, and it never pulled back. Very tight flag went on, then finally failed because we were in a bear market. But in this situation, we're out of the bear market. We're into a bull market, and so it's going. What do you want from it? Quit complaining. Quit looking for pullbacks. It's just running. You just have to go with it until it fails on you. It's in one. Bitcoin's in a mood. It's kind of like, if you guys are married, it's kind of like when your wife's in a mood, whether it be good or bad. It's kind of hard to fight it. You just kind of let it go. That's what Bitcoin's in a good mood right now, so you just go with it. You know, you just go with it. That's all you can do. You can't fight it. You can't trade alts against it. I can't really remember another time where Bitcoin's been so bullish and alts have just been so dead. That's another thing too. I can't really remember off the top of my head another time, and I haven't put enough effort into it to really go back and do any research on that. But anyway, Casey, that inverted head and shoulders was excellent. Yes, it was, Casey. Wasn't that great? That was a great pattern. So you get very few extraordinarily well telegraphed moves. That was one. This is another one. Really good stuff. Is this a good time to buy, asks Ahmed. Well, I have a hard time advising someone to buy an asset that's up as much as Bitcoin is. Even off of this breakout point from that channel, we're up 18%. So it's really hard to tell you to buy up here. I can't advise that. To be quite honest with you, I just can't. But at the same time, if you don't have exposure, I also cannot say you're going to get a pullback. I can't say that's going to happen. I can't say you're not going to get left behind. This thing is just so bullish, and I'm not trying to FOMO you in. Trust me. That's talk to my guys in here that are in the power hour. We don't do FOMO. Sander, I was going there. I'm glad you said it, not me. I was trying to think of a good way of saying something like that. But yeah. So you're married. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I really don't want to get you guys in FOMO mode up here. This is a fairly potentially key resistance level, the 11,775. So it is a potential resistance level, but Bitcoin just hasn't stopped. And look at that volume right there. That is a tremendous amount of volume. Let's go down to the 1 minute and see where that came in. Another bottom. Another bottoming candle for Bitcoin. So they're selling a little bit here, but see, it just gets bought up with each one of these little wicks. It just gets bought up here, bought up here, bought up here, until something changes with that. It's been so hard to try to call a top. So hard. Because there hasn't been one. Where are the next resistances? 11,775 is going to act as new support. I started out saying earlier, your name's Arthur, right? Isn't it? Yeah, your name's Arthur. You're Arthur. That's right. You're Power Hour member for a little bit. Your name's Arthur. Anyway, I don't know if this is going to act as support. Even if we do break through this, we may not. You know, it's hard to say exactly. We may not break through this. We could falter any time. Welcome to trading cryptocurrencies. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really matter. It's really the price action, but just all these candles are super bullish, and it just keeps going. So what I was saying earlier, let me get back to my thought now that I remembered it. What I was saying earlier is that these resistance levels over here don't actually mean a lot right now. They really don't. We draw lines. We draw lines on charts. That's pretty much what we do, but they don't have to mean what we think they mean. And in this circumstance, they're not. I mean, let's go ahead and draw resistance levels that have been ignored. Let's take 6,000, 6,400 as the case may be. Let's take this low. This was my range for Bitcoin resistance. And you see what I thought about my resistance, which, ask my members, I have pretty damn good resistance points. Let's look at another one. Maybe you could argue that acted as support there a little bit, but look at how choppy it was. Let's do another one. Okay, that one didn't matter there. Let's do another one. That one didn't matter. So all of these resistance points are moot. They really mean nothing. You're looking at this chart. I think you ignore all other lines, to be quite honest with you. I think really that's the key here, is that you have to ignore a lot of the old price action, and you have to go with what the market's giving you today, because if you hold those old biases, they're going to cause problems for you. And just welcome to life, welcome to trading. You kind of have to know when the market is respecting support and resistance and when it just doesn't matter. And, you know, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't, none of these have mattered. And you know what, sure, it may come up, or maybe it'll falter up here at 17,000. I don't know exactly. Let's just say it does. Let's say we chop through here, we go up a little bit, we flounder for a minute, we form another base, we go up. Maybe it does stop up here at 17,000, but I would be looking at the current price action to kind of call that. Then I would look at this as a resistance point, because none of these has acted as resistance or support in the broader context. That's right, Kevin. Please recycle your trend lines, ladies and gentlemen. We do care about the environment. We do care about the environment. So someone's talking in all caps right there. Ethereum's about to break out, 50% gain for sure. And I can't log into my crypto account. Help you. Sorry, I really can't help you that much. And I don't know about Ethereum trying to break out. Ethereum's been broken out. This is what we've had in the power hour for a while. We had this trend line here, we had a bull flag here, we had the breakout here, now we have a breakout here, which we actually got alerted on this one earlier in the day. So yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, we'll see if it breaks out or not. It's a nice little support level, or nice little area consolidation right here. It's hard to say for sure it's going to rally though. I mean, Bitcoin's just moving so hard. I will say though, I just can't wait until the altcoins do start to rally, because there's so much pent up demand. The problem is everyone's gotten their ass handed to them trying to trade the altcoins, and so they just keep coming back to Bitcoin, which keeps pumping it higher and higher. When this eventually does pause, I'm assuming you're going to see massive runs in a lot of the altcoins. And we've got a list in the power hour. It's not like written down or anything, but we talk about these again every single day. If you guys want some assistance, kind of a guide in the market, someone to talk some stuff through, please join us in the power hour. A lot of those guys are here with me today in the live stream. But yeah, please join us in there if you want to kind of get a beat on what potential altcoins could be running. We've got a lot of altcoins that we like and are really kind of waiting for them to move. They just haven't yet, so it's hard to jump in front of those right now, and that's been dangerous for a lot of people. A lot of people have been trying to time tops. It just hasn't worked out for Bitcoin. You just have to stay in it. It's a Bitcoin world. We just live in it, and I've been starting and ending the power hour with that on most days. That's really what it is. We're just living in it. Cardano. Yep, that's a good one. I do like Cardano. There's a few of those I like. I mean, Cardano's a great one. I think this is going to have a monster move at some point. It's forming a beautiful pattern on the daily chart. And I mean, so are a lot of other cryptocurrencies, but there's a few of them that are just tremendous that we're watching for breakouts. So, but yeah, Bitcoin 11,775. We're above it, holding through it. Man, this is just the price action up here is just astonishing. I mean, I will say this. I haven't said this for a long time because it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. I'm losing my train of thought. There's a few times a year where you have extraordinarily good signals and can take trades with extreme confidence. And I think we're about to come into one of those times where noticing that and putting in good strategies to play, good trading plans into play, those will pay dividends going forward in the next altcoin market, because it will come. Trust me, it will come. Whenever it comes, we'll be sitting there ready for it with alerts, ready to go on pretty much all of them. I mean, we hold alerts on like 175 coins now, I think. So we'll be there with those. Spook Boom. Biggest investment is investing in yourself, and yourself spending a few boxing power hours investing in yourself. Really want to join, but you're sleep. Oh, you're in Korea. Well, I will say you do have access to. I'll go ahead and log into the power hour. You do have access to every single previous episode of the power hour, pretty much usually within 30 minutes after it ends. So here's today's power hour, June 25th, June 24th. So the newsletter, the power hour, you do have access to all of these, so you can check those out. So there you go. Yeah, so even if you miss it by a few hours, you're definitely able to take advantage of it still. Yeah. Pick your poison, pick a chart, exactly. You know, here's the thing. I've got the coins I like. I kind of put out the best charts out there that I see. But in the end, you guys got to pull triggers. I can't pull the triggers for you. I can tell you what I like, but sometimes you may be in a situation where you have another investment that you're currently working on, or working in, I should say, or you have another one that you've been waiting for and you don't like mine. So, yeah, you do have to make your own investing decisions. Thoughts on XRP versus Bitcoin, and what would be the better one to get into based on future potential they have? Looks like Mundo just joined Slack chat room. Thanks, Mundo. Yeah, feel free to post. Yeah, do whatever you want to do, buddy. XRP versus Bitcoin. Spook Boom, I have no excuses. You know, I'm not a big salesman. I say a couple notes here and there about something like that. But even if you don't join the power hour, if you find another guy that you really like and they have a service, here's the thing that I like about the power hour. You basically have direct access to me. I mean, during the hour, ask whatever you want. You know, if you follow someone and want to learn and want to get better at something, you're going to pay an investment, whether it's going to be to the guy that you're basically being mentored by, or it's going to be through failure, you know. So $65 a month. I know guys that lose $10,000 on a trade. I would say the risk reward on any kind of service that's at least reasonably priced is, you know, on a factor of 10 to 1 from a risk reward perspective. If you show me a 10 to 1 trade, I'm taking it today. I'm just going to take it right now as long as it has an edge on the market. So anyway, an intermediate bull market. What do you mean by that, Brandon? What's up, Aviad? How you doing, buddy? Libra. Libra's going to change blockchain forever, probably, in my opinion. It's going to make it very mainstream, and people will trust it a lot more. Now, the ripple effects that has on the cryptocurrency world in 2020 when it finally launches is yet to be seen. But yeah, it's definitely gonna. Libra may end up negating a couple of cryptocurrencies, or maybe dozens of cryptocurrencies, as things tend to happen. But it will end up. You know, we actually talked about it quite a bit. We spent about 30 minutes learning about Libra in a power hour about 4 days ago. I want to say maybe 5 days ago, and pretty much what I came to the realization of, and we knew this before, and we've talked about this. The world runs on convenience. Point blank and period. The world runs on convenience. That's it. Nothing else. Okay, as long as it works and it's convenient, you're going to use it if it's something that you want. Take Visa and MasterCard. You think any merchant on the planet wants to pay Visa or MasterCard a percentage plus a flat fee or variable fee depending on their pricing structure? Nobody. Nobody at all. Nobody wants to pay that fee, but people use it because it's convenient. You don't have to carry cash around. It's insured by Visa for whatever that's worth. So it's very, very convenient. And Libra is going to be extraordinarily convenient. Extraordinarily convenient. And that is what will push Libra to the forefront of people's minds in terms of blockchain. Bitcoin is not convenient at all. Bitcoin is very inconvenient. Regardless of how these people are trying to make it more convenient, it's still not convenient. And so that's why Libra changes the game. It puts a cryptocurrency in front of like 2 billion people or 1.5 billion people, whatever the number is, and yeah, it puts it in front of them, gives them, I'm sure it'll be like a 3-click process knowing Facebook, right? It's going to be a good user experience, even though most of their user experiences suck. But it's going to be very convenient. And so it will probably end up being a boom for something like Bitcoin. As people trust cryptocurrencies, as they transact through Libra, as they send money overseas or to a friend or something like that, it'll change the game. We don't know all of the effects that it's going to have, but it's going to change the game. Someone did mention XRP or BTC. I did want to mention that, but Libra is kind of a fun conversation right now, at least for me. Anyway, you mentioned future potential of XRP versus BTC. I don't view things like that. I view it in terms of percentage gain, because to be honest with you, you're not going to use XRP. You're not going to use BTC. You just want to make money on them. If you wanted to use XRP, well, guess what? You would just go use it. If you want to use BTC, guess what? You would just go use it. But you don't. You want to make money on it. Let's at least be honest with ourselves here. We want to make money on these lines on the chart. That's it. Make money with the lines on the chart. What do you want to do? I want to make money based on lines on a chart. That's all we're doing here. Everybody here. There may be 1 or 2 of you that actually transact in Bitcoin or something like that, but I would say for a very vast majority of people, you're trying to make money. So I go by what's on the chart in front of me. That's basically it. Now, I do know about the technologies. I do kind of keep those in the back of my mind. XRP is a coin that that definitely has potential for large rallies. Hold on, water break. All right, I'm back. Throat's getting pretty dry. But yeah, so XRP, I like XRP. Yeah, water break, Ian. Yeah, I get to drink some water. I can drink water from time to time. I'm talking here. I do like XRP. It's broken a larger resistance level that we've been looking at for a while now, and for some reason my chart's not fully rendering. There you go. So it broke a larger consolidation. It is being a little bit choppy and coy because of Bitcoin, but at the same time, it ends up, XRP runs when it wants to run. Let's just put it like that. And that's all you can say about that. It runs when it wants to run. So it broke a level down here at 30, which was really nice. I got a bunch down here. Actually, I did liquidate my XRP hodl position because of Bitcoin's massive rally, and I don't really feel bad about it whatsoever, because, of course, when the rally's over, I'll take that 5% position, put it right back into XRP. But, yeah, it'll run in its own time. The 2 prior XRP bumps were on just massive news, and we're going to have to see something like that again in order for it to have another massive move. So we'll have to wait and see how that one goes. But yeah. A lot of talk of Ethereum here today. Someone says lots of buys with Ethereum. I'm not really noticing a large price movement, so I don't know about massive buys. Yeah, right, Kevin? Well, that's why I still like that 88 trade we talked about, Kevin. I like that one. I'm still waiting for that one. That's one of my main staples. If you had cash on the side, that's a tough one, man. Bitcoin has really been leading the market. It's hard to say anything other than Bitcoin, but again, it's really very, very extended. Yeah, I get it. I get it. No resistance. Trust me. We chart this thing every day in the power hour. I mean, every single day we go through all these charts. We're well aware. We do a weekly roundup on Saturdays. Daily roundup on Saturdays where we try to focus more on daily charts. Well aware of no resistance. But the fact is, it's not running right now. So, maybe it'll get going a little bit here. We'll see. We'll see if it stalls out BTC or not. Why is a bull market hard? Well, a bull market is hard because you're not trusting, I guess, enough in the bigger picture. Is usually it's over complicating things. you know, is really what it is. Trying to stay out of these drops here can really kill you. Trying to avoid these drops, because what happens is you end up dropping out on candles like this that go nowhere, and then you don't trust the move, and then when it runs, you have to get back in higher. You just have to stay with it, and it can be really, really hard to do. It can, especially with the bear market coming off the heels of the bear market, Monkeytron. Yeah, it can be very hard. You just have to trust the chart, trust the process, but it can be difficult. It seems like it should be easy, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's it. About to hit 11.9. About to hit 11.9. Stuck in a bear's mindset change. Yeah, it's really hard to change your mindset. We talked about that. When was that, guys? That was a while ago, wasn't it? That was... When did we talk about starting to change that mindset and how we have to do that? It wasn't down here, I don't think. I think it was up since we blew through this 6,000. It was up here somewhere. It was up here somewhere. So, but yeah, it is hard to change that mindset. Thoughts on Neo, Stefan? So Neo had some good news where we were charting this one. Oh yeah, it did continue. It did get the continuation that we were looking for there. So, yep, good stuff from Neo. Pretty good stuff from Neo. Bitcoin, it is outperforming Bitcoin a little bit right now due to that Walmart pump, but we did get our extension. So, good stuff. Yeah, Neo's doing pretty good. It's a little bit extended here. Up about 8%. That's pretty extended if you call from there. Still barely out of a buy range. But yeah, Neo's doing pretty good. So, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin just sustaining the run. Just sustaining. It's been an amazing market, guys. I will say the power hours have been a little bit light because there's been nothing left to talk about but Bitcoin. I mean, Litecoin's even taking on the chin here, a little bit yesterday, overnight, breaking down here from our larger, we had a channel line right there that we broke down from. We came back into it looks like, but yeah, even Litecoin's been taking a backseat to BTC. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here in a minute. So if you have any last-minute questions, we're not going to go through all the altcoins. Ontology does have a bigger chart that we're looking at, too. That does look like it wants to go for a run. So maybe we'll see a little bit of an altcoin rally go on here. The problem is most of these have been sold off into, so it's kind of hard to be very heavy in these. But yeah, Ontology Neo breaking out of those larger consolidations. Neo breaking out the other day with that Walmart news right there in really good volume. That could sustain the move right there. And anyway, it's looking good. A lot of things looking good in the market. I wonder if there's going to be some more new money coming in. That could be pretty good if we do get some new money. Yeah, Paul, I'll give you a call when it tops, buddy. If I see it, I'll probably definitely will talk about it in Slack. I do try to point stuff out like that if I'm there in the moment. Sometimes it happens overnight or I'm away from the computer, but I do try to do that. So, Jiggy, greetings from Bonsai. Currently 60% in crypto, 8 to 9K levels. Looking to put the rest in. What do you recommend? Well, right now I just recommend holding it. There's no reason to ditch things from that perspective. So, I mean, you got to look for topping signals on the way down, or I'm sorry, on the way up, and so far we don't have any. So far, no topping signals at all. Just more accumulation with BTC. It's getting eaten up at every single stage. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me today. If you do enjoy the program, please do consider the Power Hour. It is a lot of fun. We do have fun in there, so feel free to go to services, and you can enroll right here. And even if you don't want to enroll in the Power Hour, you're always welcome to join our Slack chat room, which is free. Just go ahead and fill in your name right here, your email, and you can go ahead and get into the Slack chat room right there. And I'm in there from time to time. And like I said, I usually do come in when certain market events transpire. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Hope you guys enjoy your Bitcoin rally. And yeah, go watch my last video again if you missed it or kind of forgot about. I already posted that a few days ago. I think we were underneath this trend line, and look what's already happened. Just another great extension. All right, guys, have a great night. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow in the Power Hour. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.